Welcome, climate viewers. My name is Jim Lee from ClimateViewer News. It is June 11th, 2017, and I'll be late for that. So this thing's supposed to start around 10 o'clock, man. I swear. We'll do it when we're ready. Tonight, I'd like to talk to you guys about what I've been so busy doing, plugging away at ClimateViewer 3D. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try to bring that share up now. All right, so if you guys haven't heard about ClimateViewer 3D, it's over at climateviewer.org, and I hope you guys will go over there and check it out. What's up, Robert Stanley and Weather Mafia? See you over there in chat. Windows 10 is bad. You just need to get off of that, dude. Windows 10's got so much metrics tracking and the torrent-based updates and just nightmare. Anyway, so we're talking today about ClimateViewer 3D over at climateviewer.org. And as you can see up on the screen right now, I've got the local host version of it up there. So for those who don't know about that, I program all my own stuff, and I started learning to program websites about 3 years ago. And it just gets better every single day, man. You go and you walk away from it. You spend a week or two talking about this or that, and you go, man, if I go do this, I think it'll be a little better. So I've been working on it most of today, because basically the rest of the week I've been busy doing all kinds of stuff. Outside. We all have real lives, This isn't a full-time job for all of us. Maybe one day it will be, but God willing and the creek don't rise. What's up, James White? That's my homeboy. So I've been working on this thing, and it's really come a long way. I'm freaking so proud of it, and I just want to show it off to you. I've made some changes to it. And as you can see over here, if you guys have been following along, I had added like some pictures, and there were these major categories. And just one second. I'm going to stop the share real quick for a moment. And let me try to load something up here real quick so we can just do a little before and after. All right, so I think we got that loaded up there. I'm out in the country. My upload bandwidth is kind of limited, so it gets a little weird. So bear with me. And here we go, and we're back up there. And as you can see, this is the one that's live right now. If you go to climateviewer.org right now, you're going to see these little categories, and you hover over them, they light up. And I really, I feel like that this, the whole vibe of it has kind of gone astray for too long. And like when I started, this whole ClimateViewer 3D thing, it was mostly universities and, government organizations and all kinds of crazy stuff, like scientists sharing this stuff. And at some point, I got sucked into the conspiracy rabbit hole, and it really just took a turn, and of course, everything comes with a season, right? So I think that now I'm trying to really refocus and repurpose ClimateViewer 3D to make it more appealable to the masses. You know what I mean? So less of a focus on, some of the, weather control, things like that, and more of a, back to the roots of it, following pollution, really mapping out what the sources of climate change are, getting back to finding new atmospheric sensors. Yeah, I miss it. I really miss it. It's my number one passion. So what I did was I X'd all that out, and I moved all of the main categories up here to the front so that people can really get an idea of what's in ClimateViewer 3D. I don't think most people even know that you can come in here and see, hundreds of, shipwrecks from around the world. I mean, let alone, a lot of people know about the heart map. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who know about things like that. A lot of people who are my friends didn't even know that these 3 top sections are live. So I put a big yellow live on there today. Just to give you an idea, everything up here at the top in these 3 sections that say live, the minute you click them, it's actually going out on the internet and grabbing that data that second and pulling it from that source. I'm going to give you an example. This is the volcano one. If you click on the little I for information over here, it's going to tell you that this information comes from the Smithsonian Institute National Museum of History Global Volcanism Program, latest volcanic activity. If you click on more info, it'll take you to www.volcano.si.edu. That's where the info comes from. Here is the Google Earth file. It's a KML file. You can download this yourself, and there you go. You can download it yourself and open it in Google Earth. If you want to share just that map, there's a link right there. And if it's broken, you can click a link right here and tell me about it. When you click on either the eyeball or the text, it's going to download it from the internet and display it on the map immediately. So these are all active volcanoes right now. And as you can see, they get bigger as you zoom away. I think those are a little too big. I'm going to have to resize those. Regardless, if you click on them, it'll tell you Mount Kilauea, report for date, activity, additional information, click here. Complete weekly report, click here. So that's the idea behind ClimateViewer 3D, is that I can pull all this stuff up quickly. Wait, what if I want to know every single volcano in the world? I mean, of all the volcanoes, how many are active? I can click here, and now I can see all of the volcanoes. So this is what I'm doing with ClimateViewer 3D. Is it's something that can overlay a lot of different types of data. And you can see there's a lot of volcanoes in the Ring of Fire, and there's 2 that are active. Here's some more that are active. Pretty neat. General idea. Whenever you click on these things and you turn them on, it's going to show you a list of icons, and you can click on that and it'll fly your butt to that volcano. Ping. And you can zoom down to the ground. And if you wanted to, you can come down here to the very bottom of the map and make it 3D, which is pretty neat. And there you go. So I have a lot of fun with this. Is Yellowstone active? That's something that I can check every single day very easily, very quickly. That's why I built ClimateViewer 3D. All right, so let me go back up here to the top and show you guys how this thing works. I'm going to scroll back over here. Well, I want to go to the top right here at the very top of the bar. It says top. If I click that, it'll scroll me to the top. If I click collapse, it'll close all those buttons back up and shut all the folders. Pretty cool, right? If I hit active, it will only show me the ones that are currently active. As you can see here, I have 2 that are on. They are active. If I click all, it'll go back to the full list. Everybody following along so far? Over here on the side, there's a little circle, and I can click that, and I can zoom back out, and I'm back to where I started. And if I want to change the way the base map looks, I can click here. It makes it black. Or I can make it blue. Once I've done all of that, I can click share. And I've just changed this now. And this is pretty sexy. I just wrote this today. It'll give you a share link here, which you can copy and share with anybody. And that will do everything the way it is right now. So I'm going to do that right in front of you. I'm just going to copy that, put it up here, and I'm going to hit enter. What's going to happen is it's going to reload the map. It's going to turn on both sets of volcano information. It's going to put the zoom exactly where it was. and with the background, all via this share button right here. So the idea with ClimateViewer 3D is that you come on here and you custom mix your map the way you want. Say I want to do a radar map. I'm going to hit clear button right here. Boom. Cleared it off. I'm going to go back to the Bazoon, back to the start, okay? How's my lag today, guys, in chat? Jason, am I lagging? Everything going okay? So sup Perth Observer. I'm loving your videos on the dam. Good to have you here. I'm giving kind of a tutorial on this thing tonight. You're right on time. So I also added a feature back that hasn't been here for a while. Sweet. I lowered the resolution on my second monitor, and hopefully that'll lower my bandwidth requirement, and hopefully there won't be lagging tonight. So please let this work. All right, so I added this back. Everybody hold on to your seats. Down here at the bottom of the zoom in, zoom out buttons is this little globe. If you click on it, you can now go back to flat earth mode. Boom. Now, all you flat earthers, shut up and quit emailing me about putting that back in there. It's back in there. I'm going to upload it probably later tonight after I'm done with the show. But I just got that finished. So you can actually share that as well. When you click share, it's going to give you a link that will allow you to turn on the flat earth by default. And all you got to do is copy paste that bad boy into your browser, email it to a friend, bookmark it, whatever. And when you come here, it's gonna fail live. That's so funny. I'm gonna have to work on that. Like I said, this isn't finished yet. Apparently there's a bug in my little share thing. But anyway, so what this guys, for you guys who are wondering, this is what it looks like over here where I'm working on it. And I've got this little JavaScript file I wrote here. That's the layers. And basically all of these maps that I've put in that are in the sidebar. Sup, Lee Beasy. Hello to all in chat. I love you peoples. Thanks for hanging out late night with me. So this is what it looks like on my end when I'm coding this thing. And obviously when I was screwing with my share code earlier, where is it? I'm going to dork out with you guys tonight. All right, here we go. If it is 3D, 2D, Columbus view, just do flat. And then if it is flat, if mode view flat, viewer scene, morph to Columbus view. Why did it not do that? So you're going to punk me right here. This is so ridiculous. Does it work? It did work. You guys saw that. Look at that. So wrong. And it says mode flat right there. Well, bugs. Anyway, so I can't grasp the flat earth thing either, man. But hey, if it's your thing, there's a flat earth mode back in there. It'll be there later tonight. And also there's the 2D mode, which is just straight up flat. You can't rotate this one. That's the difference between what they call Columbus view and flat view. So in Columbus view, you can actually have a flat, it's like on a table, and you can rotate it. So pretty new. Which one's his? Huh? Which one's his? Which one's whose? The guy you're talking to. I'm talking to everybody same time, baby. And now you're talking to them. Say hello, Caroline.
Hi.
Do you know what I'm doing right now?
Showing them my map.
I'm showing them my map. That's right. This is my daughter, Caroline. One day she's going to be very, very dangerous with programming codes.
No.
Yes, you're going to be a great programmer. I know, but you said you want to make robots, so you've got to learn how to program to make robots. All right, get out of my show. So that's my daughter, and she's one of my inspirations for doing this. And hopefully in the near future, I'll be able to have her on the show a little more. But back to the show. So yeah, this is the new 3D mode stuff that I've added in. And up here, this is a rotate thing. I don't know if I mentioned that. That was Caroline. She's probably looking for you. She thought that you went out the door. So, and this thing right here, I'll like rotate it around. It's kind of neat. It's more funky looking than anything else. I think it's fun. I mean, because bottom line is ClimateViewer 3D is freaking awesome. So over here, you can click on sunlight. You can turn on the sunlight, which is pretty neat. And I think this is also pretty cool. So I'll go Earth at night. And this actually shows you what, it looks like at night. Like down to the satellite view. And you can actually see the city lights at night. Pretty fascinating stuff. So down here at the bottom in this section that says imagery, these are base layers. So these are the bottom layer. These are the thing that actually wraps around the globe. Here, let me turn the sunlight back off. And you can see that that's where these come in. So we've got some that like watercolor. They're like old school painted maps. I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, I'm a mapping geek, dude. I love mapping. It's fun. Sweet. Take it easy, Puffin. And got different versions of that on there, pick through them. But the first two here are satellite views. So you can actually go all the way down to the ground. And, it's like the Google Earth, Google Maps, or whatever style. You can go all the way down and see somebody's backyard. So that's the default one. And I leave it on there because a lot of people want to do things like, come on here and see my HARP map. So you come over here and you want to see HARP. It's going to fly you to HARP, load it up, and put icons over top of it. You can click on those and read about it. So that's the general idea. And I went and, each of these, I hand wrote all this stuff. I know I'm a dork, 4 years of working on this. So it's going to get loaded up with all kinds of goodies that you can't find anywhere else on the internet. And that's the purpose of it. So other features, you got your distance right here. You got a date picker right here. You click on the date picker and you can go back to like 2012. And let's say October and 17. And then I can come up here to satellites. I'm going to zoom out. And I'm going to, all right. So as far as the live sections at the top, so far only this NASA section uses the date. I'm going to change this in the future because it's very complicated. But basically with these, if you click on Modus Terra, it's going to load it up. And when you change the date, it's going to change the picture and you can see. So you go and you change the date to today. Let's say June and let's say the 9th. Bam. It's going to load it up. As you zoom in, it refines it. And if you want to, you can adjust these sliders over here and see through it. So that's pretty fun. So then you can make it like this. That's pretty beautiful. Now, the sharing button currently does not account for these. I got to figure out a way to say right now, like it only shows layers on equals Modus Terra corrected reflectance, blah, blah, blah. So that's the layer itself. It's just telling you that it's on. In the future, I'll be able to say it's on and the opacity is this, the contrast is this, the saturation is this, so it's black and white. Make sense? Working on it, one man, unlimited goals, 0 time. So I have too much fun adding this stuff in here. And like I said, this stuff is all controlled by this date chooser right here for the satellites, at least. And I'm going to show in the future, I'll probably put a clock over here so that you guys will know, hey, this is a layer that is time sensitive. And I'm going to redo this timeline thing. But for now, this is what the timeline does. Same thing. So you can come on here on the timeline and you can grab it and pull it back, and it will update as well. So right here, we're at 2016. Scroll it back. 2014. It's also changing the date at the top and down here. That was not easy. And that's how you use that thing. So that's how you change the date chooser and everything like that. All right. So now we've seen the satellites. If I wanted to share that, of course, I hit share. I come over here. Let's do it from. Let's do a cool one real quick. So I want to look at a ship track. Let's do this. Bam. Where are we at? Did we get lucky? No, nothing cool. Always something off the coast of California, right? Anyway, so we're going to come in here. We're going to look at this and say I see something cool right here. And I'm like, wow, I want to show that to somebody. I go up here. I hit share. I grab this. Normally you would grab the whole thing, but I'm just copy pasting it in here for display purposes. And as you can see, it sets the date to October 25th, 2013. It loads up that NASA image. It zooms you to it. And that, again, is the purpose of ClimateViewer 3D. Some way to quickly grab information from NASA, because this comes straight from the NASA Earth Observing Systems Data and Information Systems Global Imagery Browsing Service, GIBS. And basically, they have all of their data, their images go back to 2012. Yeah, it's the exact same data source that NASA Worldview uses. I have all of that. So you can see those right here. Let me get out of this shared thing. Whenever you share a layer, it's going to put it up here in a category called shared layer so that they can see, hey, this is what was shared with you. But let me go back down to satellites. You can see that under corrected reflectance, I actually have 3 different versions of that. So you've got the Modus Terra, Modus Aqua, and the VIRS. And this one actually looks much cooler. Watch this. This is Terra. Okay. This is VIRS. Oh, don't black out on me. Oh, we're still back here in the past. Let me go back up here to the future. Why is it doing that second click crap? It's sharper. I mean, it's just sharper colors. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I like the colors on this one better. The greens are darker greens. It's just pretty. Go figure. Yeah, so I need to get the Goes 17 stuff that just came out. Goes R. I'm going to put that on here just as soon as they get their data products available. Too much fun. Too much fun. ClimateViewer 3D is freaking awesome because I have the entire NASA GIBS library, all the stuff that's over there on NASA Worldview. You know, you can come through here, carbon monoxide, all that stuff. I've got other satellites like the GOES, you know, stuff from the GOES and the infrared stuff, total precipitable water animation. Check this out. Oh, that's fun. So that's under satellite animation. So the stuff that uses the date chooser and uses the animations is the most complicated to do. And I'm learning how to manage that in multiple layers. So in the very near future, we should be able to do, that's right, Lee, the mimic with the full global mimic. I'm going to be able to composite every single tile that Mimic has over the entire globe and use the timeline slider like so to do that. Pretty freaking awesome, right? High five. Yeah, man, I'm stoked about it. So I'm going to get around to programming that in. But like I said, it's complicated because the second that I loaded this up, it reset the timeline extents down here. So now you cannot go back to 2012 like I was showing you earlier. See how it gets weird real quick? So I'm going to try to figure that stuff out. That's one of the things that I'm going to be working on in the near future, is getting all this animation stuff in here. It's a heck of a lot more complicated than it looks. As far as like radar and weather and wind, that wind map, the one that everybody goes to, Null School, it's open source. Okay. So I can basically add that entire wind map to this soon. I'm going to do that. Because why not, right? I mean, it's open source, it's free. Mine's open source, it's free. Why not combine the two together? Then you can have all of that animated wind stuff. I'm going to do that in the near future. What's up, Brian? So I like the black background for looking at the radar just because it looks so damn cool over it. And here's a good example of what makes, ClimateViewer 3D pretty unique. You can go and you can bring up the live radar like so. And right here, I've got one version of it that shows you all the NextRad stations. You turn this on, should bring up some red dots. Of course, it's probably not going to wake up server. There it goes. This is a pretty basic stuff here. So that's NextRad KILX. And you can see where the stations actually are. Now I have a different version that I made down here under the electromagnetic section, and you can come to here and hit NextRad Doppler radars and actually see them listed out this way, along with the Canadian ones and the Joint Surveillance System, or FAA long range radars, and the Terminal Doppler Weather Radars, TDWRs, which are near all of the airports. And they're color coded. And since we're doing Doppler radars, why not the Integrated Ocean Observing System, IOOS, which are Doppler radars in the ocean? I'm sure that the whales and the dolphins really appreciate all those high frequencies along the ocean. They basically study the wind, or the speed of the surface waves and temperature and all that kind of stuff. That's a lot of damn Doppler radar. So there you go. And all that's in the, now I have moved the electromagnetic section down to electromagnetic facilities. You can see it there. And that's where I've hit all those out. And of course, if I've created this map with all of these cool radars and I'm like, look at this, what's this here? I hit the share button. Sorry about that. I hit the share button, I grab all this here and I put it up here and I hit enter. And it flies us there, turns on the background, turns on all of those different layers, live view of the radar. Okay. Problem. Today, the stuff that says live up here at the top is live, okay? So all of these sections right here, they are live, but they are temporary. Meaning if you share the ones that are at the top and somebody comes back a week from now, this is not what it's going to look like. This radar image will change. These dots will not, because they're not in the live section. So does that make sense? In the future, the social media app thing that I've been working on, the attention thing that I'm working on, you will not only be able to share the way this is, but you will be able to snapshot that radar image and permanently share it. So it'll actually download that NextRad image from the NextRad servers. And oh, what's up? Is that Malachi, my gamer friend? Is that who you're talking about? What's up, Malachi? That you'll be able to pull this stuff from the National Weather Service radar feed, save it like a DVR, and permanently snapshot it. Not just taking a screenshot, but actually saving all of the 3D data, the points, the background, all of it in a nutshell, and being able to permanently say, hey, I saw this weather phenomena. Here are all of the atmospheric variables going on at the moment. And you can do that. You can come in here and you can, let me clear all this out. Boom. You can come through the weather section and you can get the lightning strikes. Where are the lightning strikes right now? They are here. There's the lightning strike density for that storm we were just looking at. Man, that's some lightning. Boom. So then we go to precipitation, 6-hour forecast. That's where the rain's going to appear. If I want to put the lightning back over top of that, I need to uncheck that and recheck that because it's first in, last out. But apparently the KMLs will sit over top of them no matter what. That's a KML. Layer ordering. That's something else I'm going to make in the future. Doesn't work right now. I have no way to say, put the damn lightning on top of the rain thing. Like a up-down arrow over here to say, put this one over that one. No, put this one under that one. And then share their order. So layer ordering is another thing that coming in the future. I'm working on it, but for now, there will be some weird things like that. Another example will be if you do the satellites. For some reason, the satellite always ends up on top. Go figure. I'll figure it out one day, guys. You got to bear with me. I'm a noob and I'm learning to program all this myself. So that's a good example right there. You've got the 6-hour forecast. You've got all this stuff down here. Space weather, total electron content. Let's see how that relates to our lightning strikes today. Zooming out with this. Interestingly enough, look at all that lightning content right there in the high electron content area. Interesting. Very interesting to me. So this is something that affects ham radio operations. This is affected by the sun. We're not at real time right now. Let me actually reboot this damn thing just so that we won't be at real time because I have put in a share link. Let me get rid of that. And let's do that. And here we go. Sunlight. So this is where the sun is currently right now as we speak. And I'm over here in South Carolina, so it's obviously dark. If you come over here and you turn the timeline on, you can actually grab this little guy and speed up time like so. And actually watch the sun progress in real time. This is all the guys who actually track the satellites for NASA, AGI. They made the cesium map, and if they say that that's where the sun is at that position at that time, you bet your sweet ass that's where it's at. So this is what I've been working on. This new version is going to be coming to ClimateViewer.org very shortly. I'm obviously going to wrap this video up, but I wanted to just share this with you guys. Pretty excited about this. I really want to start getting back to targeting the students, the universities, and really bringing this kind of information and this tool to the masses, because this is not a pigeonholed kind of thing. I mean, you can come in here and, see things like the War of 1812, Waterloo, Sir Francis Drake's 1572 expedition against the Spanish treasure house of Nombre de Dios. I mean, where else can you get that? Please get some tunnel maps. What kind of tunnel maps you want, Perth? Like, describe a tunnel map that you would like to see. You mean like tunnels on the Mexican border? That's what my wife said. You mean like tunnels under the border? I'm sure the Department of Homeland Security and our Southern brothers will appreciate that. But I can tell you that I do in fact, have this: relocations of unaccompanied immigrants minors 2014. And this is under government and surveillance. And you can see these are locations around America where unaccompanied immigrant minors have been shipped off to. And when you click on them, you'll see things like the Green Family Camp in Bruceville, a normally quiet country road in Bruceville, south of Waco, bustled with bus traffic for weeks this spring. Between 1,000 and 2,000 children were trucked in from the border. Although the kids may have been relocated, locals believe they were bussed back in after the summer camp session is over. Link. So you look at some of these layers that are in here. I mean, right above that is Five Eyes Stone Ghost Surveillance Network, submarine cables, Department of Homeland Security fusion centers, drones over America, and to this day, nobody on the internet other than ClimateViewer.org has got the balls to show you this. Welcome to your United States of surveillance. ClimateViewer 3D is freaking awesome. I mean, it's still, this is my passion. The mapping is where it's at. And I think that it's amazing that, I've been dealing with people talking about chemtrails for like 2 years, and people to this day still don't know about ClimateViewer 3D. I call it the internet's best kept secret, because there are thousands and millions of people who want to know this sort of stuff. I mean, where else can you go and you can say drones? This is the Air Force drones, MQ-1 Predators at Curry, New Mexico. And this is all from a FOIA. You come over here. This is a city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Police Department has a drone. That's something you might want to know. Camp Shelby, Missouri Army. Of course, they got drones. Holbert Field Air Force has Wasps and Ravens in Florida. Drones. And all these came from FOIAs. You can click on the information and see it for yourself. And of course, the undersea cables, where the NSA monitors all the connections, like so. Wow, deep underground military bases. I will do that, okay? But here's the thing about deep underground military bases. They are secret, all right? So by definition, they are speculative. So if I go and make a map of deep underground military bases, they are going to all be based on hearsay, almost all of them. Now, of course, we can put together a list of all of the documented ones and then maybe flag them with a different icon that says this one is, we don't have a credible source for this, but I mean, I think, is that what you guys are talking about? You want something like that? Like the Denver International Airport underground military base, like that kind of dumb, or like the military underground base at the mountain? What are we talking about here? Because I got that stuff on here already. It's like Prego, man. It's already in there. All right. Well, I'll work on that. I'll put that on my to-do list. Deep underground military bases. Now, I could have swore I have something on the bases right here in the missile defense radar thing, but let me check. That's Shriver. No, this is not it. Osby headquarters. No, I have a map somewhere that's got some underground base stuff on it, and I'll have to go dig it up. I think I took it off of here at one point. That's right. In around 2013, 2014, I had a map called the X-Files. And it had like this EMP test, bed at Kirkland Air Force Base, and, laser installations. And, I actually like took most of that map and broke it up into several other maps. So like you can see here, here's the laser map. So you can still go and see all the lasers, and most of them have photos. So you can come in here and click on it. There's LIGO. Why is my photos not coming up? Punch you in the face. I'm live here. Gotta love bugs. There you go. There's a photo. Thank God. That's Greenbelt. And Greenbelt around Washington, D.C. Don't fly near Washington, D.C. They will shoot your ass down with lasers. It's pretty awesome. There's a bunch of lasers around Washington. Anyway. Starfire. Gotta love that stuff. Look at this thing. This thing is just too cool. Totally random tonight. Boom. That's a Curlin. That is a laser base. All right. Blue laser. Yes, it's aiming at that star. Triple green laser LiDARs. Oh, yeah. Starfire optical range. Sodium LiDAR. That's the red laser. If that ain't some Star Wars shit, I don't know what is. That is some Star Trek phasers on stun, red ass laser right there. I'm sorry. I love this stuff. I mean, it's cool. I mean, here, let me show y'all what it actually looks like right here. I'll come over here on the sidebar, scroll to the bottom, click on satellites. And then you can see that this is this. There's the building. Pretty freaking cool. And it's like up on a little hill. And there's actually, what's this over here? The Telescope and Atmospheric Compensation Laboratory for the Air Force Research Laboratory Directed Energy and Space Vehicles Directorate. Laser beams, bitches. That's just so freaking awesome. So, lasers. Too cool. Anyway, so that's ClimateViewer 3D at climateviewer.org. I'm constantly changing and updating this. And I want to give a big shout out to my homeboy, George Stiller. A lot of these maps over here on the side, they come from this guy named George Stiller, and he had a website called myreadingmap.com. And he had made 160 maps. And you can see that on ClimateViewer 3D, there's 448 total maps or layers. 150 of them are George's, and Google shut him down. I'll give you an example of George Stiller's work, because this shit is amazing. And I was his #1 fan. And Google shut him down. This is the Bonnie and Clyde crime spree of 1932 through 1934 in a map. I'm sorry, I'm a dork. That's freaking awesome. So you can actually go through and click on the events and say, you know, stole a Browning automatic rifle from here, stolen July 7th from the National Guard Armory at Enid, Oklahoma, and go down and see the damn National Guard Armory. Fascinating. So George, his whole thing was called My Reading Mapped, and he would basically read books, and as he was reading them, he would break it down. So you can actually come here and see the Trayvon Martin murder scene timeline, and go to Trayvon Martin's neighborhood and actually zoom down and see where everything happened down to the meter. Dude is awesome. Dude is awesome. So that's what makes ClimateViewer 3D freaking awesome, is that it's open source, it's open data, and it lets you visualize things in very unique ways. And his stuff, John Dillinger Crime Spree, corporate crime that helped set the stage for the 2008 collapse of the world economy. I'm clicking on that right now. Boom. All right. So what we got here? The White House, congressional chaos, political scandals in the U.S., Federal Reserve. What do we got on that icon? I got to see this. I haven't even actually been through most of his maps. I've been through 30 of them, and I'm going to like click on every single dot of every map he made. This is the Federal Reserve Building. This little shack. Interesting. So Federal Reserve and the big banks fought for more than 2 years to keep the details of the largest bailout in U.S. history a secret. Now the rest of the world can see what it's missing. The Fed. Anyway, I'm not going to read it to you. Combined $1.2 trillion on 2008. We all know that. Damn TARP. Damn TARP. So this is how we got to TARP, and it's got a whole bunch of information. Georgia Pacific, Eastman Chemical. Very fascinating. Sex abuse. What the hell? Penn State University sex abuse scandal. Jerry Sandusky. What does that have to do with this? Fascinating. Connecting the dots. Jerry Sandusky and TARP. Wow. Anyway, so fun stuff. So George Stiller, back to my point. I do not sleep, Brian. You know that. I sleep very little. I have Graves' disease. I don't require sleep. George Stiller mapped out those 160 maps, and he had put them all on Google Maps, and Google was like sharing his files. And then Google deleted every damn thing he had. And I had like a little silent cry. Yeah, sleep when you're dead. That's right. And I had a silent little cry because this stuff is priceless. I mean, you can't get this anywhere else. Explorers. I mean, you just go down Lewis and Clark's expedition, you know, mapped out in 3D where you can follow through the actual trails and rivers that travels of Marco Polo. I mean, stuff that you hear about in school, actually go to those locations and follow it. It's just priceless information. The amount of time it took him to build this stuff blows my mind. And I reached out to him on Google Earth blog. There was a comment, and I left him a comment, and I said, dude, if you can get in touch with me, please send me your files, and I will put them back on the internet. And he didn't believe me, and he took a gamble, and he sent me all 160 of his KML files, and I put every damn one of them on ClimateViewer.org. And now, for the remainder of time, me and George are going to be best buds because, you know, he's the only other person I know on the entire freaking internet who does what I do, you know, mapping with an insane passion for accuracy and history. And anyway, I heart George. So I'm making George a page. It's going to be on climateviewer.com or climateviewer.org/myreadingmapped. And George is actually going to be talking to some universities on my behalf. And I think that George is good people. And when I think that if you guys come and I did this to really give you guys a better idea of everything that's on there, because I folded some of my stuff into his category. So my surveillance stuff is now in the government and surveillance section, right along with Georgia's stuff. As you can see here, democracy of chaos, places affected by the 2013 U.S. government shutdown, Fortune 500 companies that received government subsidies while avoiding paying taxes. Boeing, Centerpoint, Corning, Conway, Duke Energy, DuPont, FedEx, General Electric, Honeywell, Mattel, you know, Pepsi, PG&E. PG&E, they modify the weather. Anyway, Wells Fargo, small world. So this kind of stuff, priceless information, you cannot get it anywhere else on the internet. And I mean, for the life of me, I don't understand why it's not more popular than it is. Maybe I should talk about it more for one, but I really hope that you guys will dig into it and use it, spread it around, tell your friends, because I'm having too much damn fun over here, and I think the ClimateViewer 3D is freaking awesome, and I'm going to continue to do this probably the rest of my life. So expect this 448 to grow exponentially over this next year because I miss mapping, and I will be doing that. And apparently, you guys want some deep underground military bases. I'm going to have to put that on my list of things to do. Yes, Brian, if you send me your list, everybody, jim@climateviewer.com. If you're going to send me a freaking location, please, 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 at least try to have an address, something that I can geolocate. Preferably, if you can give me some GPS coordinates, that'll make my freaking day. I like comma separated decimals, not that east-west shit. But if you can send me locations, that would be great. The best way to do that, in fact, since we're talking about it, ClimateViewer crowdmap.com. Come here, submit report. So go here. Let's see what category we can use. Big Brother. Just choose the Big Brother category. And call it Deep Underground Military. Put dumb in the category. And that'll work. Yes, sir. There's the X-Files from back in the day. FEMA camps. Whew. Boy, that was some time. Oh my God. Somebody actually made a report. I made a video about this, got 1,000 views, and we have one report. God bless you for actually doing this. Except that it says it's in Moscow, and for some reason the dot is here. Major fail. So anyway, send me your reports using the report map. Eventually, you will be able to do this right on ClimateViewer 3D. You'll be able to hit create map, and you'll be able to map stuff out. Share your map with other people on the site. That's the ultimate goal here, is to completely recreate the Google Earth interface so that you guys can come here, create a map, draw polygons, draw little lines, measure shit, put dots, put information in the dots, add pictures to the dots, share the dots, more dots, more dots, more dots. Too much fun. Anyway, so that's me dorking out on ClimateViewer 3D all day today, and I have too much fun with that. I am still going to be working on weather modification history. There has been some changes to it, and I need to add some more to it. Right now, I've got a new section up. We've got the people, the patents, the programs. I've still got to add weather modification laws. I got to add weather modification derivatives tracking. I want to add a technology section. Oh yeah, cams. I cannot do cams right now. It's just too damn overwhelming. But yes, in the future, I will add webcams to ClimateViewer 3D. I think it's hella important, but it's a major project. When I make maps like that, it usually will take me a month. Maybe, I'll give you an example. Over here, if I go over here and I click on nuclear, and the top 6 right here, other reactors, gas cooled, light water, pressurized heavy water, pressurized water, and boiling water reactors. This map, all right, see all those nuclear reactors? Let me close that. There's 440 nuclear reactors there. That took 3 months because every single one of them has a picture and text on it. So that took 3 damn months. If you guys want to do webcams, that's a lengthy project. If we want to do, yeah, that's when you see how many nukes there are, you go, yeah, we're screwed. If we have a Carrington event, we're in deep shit. But just an example, I mean, doing all of these and finding pictures for each, uploading it to a server, coding each dot, 440 dots. That took 3 months. So I'm cool with that. You just got to understand, you got to be patient or you got to help me. It's one of the two. I mean, I am going to do webcams. If it takes me 2 to 3 months, shit, I'm going to do it regardless. But please understand that these kinds of things take a long ass time. And if you would like to support all that work I'm about to do, hit me up at gofundme.com/ClimateViewer or buy me a coffee on my PayPal, jim@climateviewer.com. I need lots of coffee because I don't sleep and this shit takes a long time. Do I have research saying nukes are real? I have heard this one before. So there are people who believe that the nuclear explosions never happened and that all nuclear explosions are actually TNT. Is that correct? Those aren't explosions. Those are reactors. Oh, no. 1 minute to midnight. Hold on, buddy. Hold on, buddy. You don't open a can of worms. So 1 minute to midnight says you could map all the 80,000 ancient structures that are aligned to a grid, as noted by Karl Monk's work. I got something kind of similar to that. Let's see. Ancient ruins, pyramids of the world. Check this out. Huh? Pretty good, yeah. Pyramids of the world. Not bad, right? Come on. Does that deserve a coffee? I think that deserves a coffee. Coffee can be distributed right here at the bottom. GoFundMe, PayPal, GoFundMe, PayPal. But yeah, man, I do like doing the ancient structures. Even on this map, there's a bug. There's supposed to be these lines, and for some damn reason, you cannot see them on here. And I don't know why. I'm going to have to fix that, but let's do a little experiment real quick. I'm going to download it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to open it. I'm going to bring it up into Google Earth, and I'm going to show you what it should look like, just so you can see this. All right, there you go. That's what it originally looked like. See? It's supposed to have the lines. These actually all line up. Pretty fascinating. So I get those lines to appear above the 3D globe because for some reason cesium is interpreting that line incorrectly. And it's not showing it, as you can see here. It's there. It's just, you see this little thing going on here that's freaking weird? They're showing up like this. It's just so ugly. It looks like little lightning bolts. But they're actually planes, and it's drawing the line wrong or something. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Got little bugs, but hell, man, I'm trying to open 20. Duke Nukem is real. Duke Nukem, man. How'd it go? I'm all out of bubble gum. Kicking ass and bubble gum. Anyway, guys, I was going to talk, yeah, man. I played every single first-person shooter there was, brother, man. I played Doom. I played Duke Nukem. My favorite was Shadow Warrior. I got Sticky Bomb for you. I actually modded for Rainbow Six. I made a mod for Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six and got offered a job at Red Storm Entertainment because of it. Like super dorky mapping out. I made 3D maps using 3D Studio Max. So big time first person shooter fan. Boy, we've gotten off the topic now. So love you, mean it to all you guys in chat. Any last words, man? You guys are awesome. Chat people are the best. My late night friends. That's what I'm going to talk about tonight. I'm just going to leave it at that and go check out ClimateViewer 3D because why? It's freaking awesome. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm a big dork. Anyway, so guys, I'm Jim Lee. I'm in Sumter, South Carolina, and I am a big mapping dork. And I hope that you will tell everybody how freaking awesome ClimateViewer 3D is. It is at climateviewer.org. My blog is at climateviewer.com. My timeline is at weathermodificationhistory.com. And I always appreciate your support at gofundme.com/climateviewer. And hit me up with a PayPal, jim@climateviewer.com. Love that. I will be in the future. Guys, the purpose of this thing tonight was just to give you an overview of what you can do with this freaking awesome tool called ClimateViewer 3D. In the future, I hope to do something like a daily video, semi-daily video at first. But when my family and my time all aligns and the universe says so, I will start that, and I will, be the guy that comes on here and says, here's the earthquakes from today, the volcanoes from the day, the satellite looks like this, the weather's like that, the earth, and here's some nuclear power plants. Have a nice day. And I would love to make daily vids like that off in the future. Plans. So unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get better. It's not. Love you, mean it. You guys stay safe this week.